Hello everybody, UncleShal here, and I'm happy to announce I now have a new 200 subscriber t-shirt on sale on Teespring. Link in the description box below where you can buy it, and you can buy it in good old white, dark blue, black, twitch purple, and good old gray. You can also buy it in a hoodie in the same colors to keep you warm during this winter with the power of the UncleShal dynasty. Look at this new great slick design. Also, while you're at it, if you could also go in the description box and like my Facebook fan page or follow me on Twitter to keep up with all my crazy antics. And also if you could drop me a small pledge on Patreon for as low as $1 to $5 a month, where you can keep up and get exclusive content of my skits before they come out and previews of videos before they come out, as well as that special privileges in my streams, such as Patreon only chats and movie nights, as well as that first in line to play games with me online when I'm playing games on Twitch. So thank you guys a bunch, and I hope to catch you guys in my video. See you guys in the video. Hello and God bless. This week in the UncleShal Weekly news video, we're once again going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and how it just recently surpassed the Wii U in terms of sales, and how Go Nintendo had a interview. Go Nintendo posted an interview. I don't believe they had, but it was a Japanese publication. I forget it was. I'll post a link to the description. I'll post a link in the description box below to the article. But Go Nintendo actually had an article that actually was about the Nintendo Switch. Well, not Nintendo Switch, but Nintendo's next possible hardware, possibly including AI. So without further ado, let's get into today's video discussions. First, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch and its sales. I'll pretty much probably have it in the video somewhere, post-edit shall have in the video somewhere where I actually show off the sales of the Nintendo Switch. But recently, the Nintendo Switch in Japan has actually outsold the Wii U. It's outsold the Wii U, and I believe it's come close to outselling the Wii U here in America as well, which means the Nintendo Switch, not even within a full year of it being out, it's already surpassed a 4-year-old console, the Wii U, which is pretty, I mean, it's not really hard to do that, but that's still pretty great. That shows that this console is not a failure. This console is a big success, and I'm not going to say it's just in line to just Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, which some of the credit does go there to Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. Those are both two phenomenal games, which recommend anyone who has a Switch pick them up. But it's also beyond that, because the Switch also has, like I'm going to cut it on and show you, it has great third-party games. The Switch has great third-party games. I mean, some of these I don't longer have because I traded them in, but I plan on re-getting them. But most of these I do have because they're digital copies. Only a few of them aren't. But yeah, like games like Dragon Ball, Xenoverse 2 sold well. Games like Ultra Street Fighter 2 have sold well on the Nintendo Switch. And other games, possibly even, believe it or not, this game right here, Fate Extelia, even I heard that sold well on a Nintendo Switch. Next, I actually heard the Switch version was one of the better selling versions of the game, even when they having a niche audience. I mean, this console has proven its worth with games on it and stuff like that. The Nintendo Switch has proven itself to be a pretty phenomenal Nintendo console, and it's continuing, and third-party games are continuing to sell well. There's not even a few bad third-party games. I think the only one I can bring to mind is WWE 2K18, and that's because they rushed that out. They didn't optimize it well. That was more a developer part rather than the Switch's part. I mean, yes, we know the Switch is limited, but it's not limited to what people think. But yeah, that was more on developers' part when they just tried to rush it out and didn't even try to optimize it well for the Switch or anything like that. So yes, this console has actually sold phenomenally well. It's actually had an amazing first year of being out. And I heard Nintendo saying they actually have a lot of surprises in store for us in 2018. And I know possibly sometime this month, we're going to be getting a Nintendo Direct. We're going to be getting a Nintendo Direct in the forms of a Nintendo. I think they're going to focus a little bit on 3DS because in these Directs they've still focused on the 3DS a little bit, but I think they're just going to focus on the remaining games coming out just remaining of 2018 for the Nintendo 3DS. But I think the main focus of the January Direct is going to be the Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo's learned their lesson with the Wii U. I mean, we can all admit Nintendo's learned their lesson with the Wii U. When they did Directs for the Wii U, they didn't really talk about it. They talked more about the 3DS than they did the Wii U. This time they're doing the opposite. They're talking more about the Switch than they are the 3DS because they know the Switch is their big money maker right now, and the Switch is making as much money. It's actually making big money, and they're actually trying not to give up that momentum. So I'm actually glad about that, and I'm actually glad that Nintendo is doing that. Now we're going to get into the whole Nintendo actually already starting ideas for their next iteration of hardware. Possibly it could do something with the Switch or even to do after the Switch, but it's not uncommon for Nintendo to already start development on, like I said in my previous news video last week when I talked about The Legend of Zelda, the new Zelda game already being in development. Nintendo, this is not uncommon for Nintendo to start development of a new project right after they get off of one other project. I mean, when you really think about it, with every console after the GameCube, they immediately started development on after that said console came out. So, and then much of you will like to say, oh, the Switch is a handheld. No, it's Nintendo promotes it as their own console. At least in every other part of the world except for Japan. But they promote it primarily as their home console. They can be taken with you on the go. So it's safe to say Nintendo will already start ideas for their next home console hardware, or even to do something with the Switch. And what Nintendo had to say about it, like I said, I'll have a link to the Go Nintendo article in the description box below. But what Nintendo had said about it was that with their next iteration of hardware, they want to somehow implement AI into it. I don't have the article right in front of me, but I'm gonna paraphrase how I read it. It's something like Nintendo has said that they would like to implement AI into their next hardware, and they don't know if AI is going to take off. So right now they're waiting to see, and if AI is continue to be as big as what it is, then they might implement it into their next hardware of ideas. They're already thinking about new ideas to implement in their next new iteration of hardware in a way to evolve themselves as a company. So with their hardware, so you see, but they've already started ideas. Or started concepting ideas, but they can't put anything set in stone right now because it's still too early to show in the planning stage. Which it makes sense that they're in the planning stage for it. But yeah, to implement AI into a new Nintendo console would be kind of cool. I mean, and when I say AI, they're talking about things like the Google Home Mini, the Echo and the Echo Dot, things like the Google Home Mini and Echo Dot, or Echo Alexa and stuff like that. They're talking about those devices and AI, and how when you talk to them, it will make them do certain things. Like even my phone has this whole thing called the Bixby button. The weather.
Okay, here is what I found on the web.
And then see like that. It will find stuff on the web, and you can talk to it. And you can tell it to load up certain things. Like I can even tell it to say, Bixby, go to YouTube and play my channel.
Which one?
It's ready to play. Play my recent YouTube video. It should load up one of my recent videos. It didn't, but still, you get the
Let's check the screen to move on.
You get the point. You get the point. You got things like Bixby on the S8, which, like I said, that's what we're talking about AI with the whole Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. I'm probably edit that to where it actually does. Actually, I get it to work there. But yes, Nintendo has developing stuff like that, like with Bixby, with my S8 and stuff like that. I barely use Bixby because our Bixby is very faulty on the S8 and stuff like that. It isn't as good as the Google Home Mini or Google Assistant or even Alexa for that matter. But yes, Nintendo is starting development on ideas like that, and how they'll implement AIs like that into their said next generation of hardware whenever it becomes available and stuff like that. And also, I kind of would like the AI to be implemented in the Switch, and for them to come out with a new Switch, because let me tell you, the Switch itself, even though it's there, the hardware is good in it. It could do so much better if it had a little bit more oomph, and especially the hard drive space. I mean, well, not even hard drive, flash memory space. This could do so much better if it had more flash memory. I wouldn't even say you would have to go with 500 gigs. I would say about 100, but 100 or maybe even 60. Maybe even 60 gigs would be enough. I mean, if they implemented a new Switch that had like better flash memory, like say 60 gigs or maybe even 100 at that would be okay with me. And then like I said, they implemented the TechRex 2, which you don't have to. But so if they implemented the TechRex 2, that would make me happy. Like I said in my previous video, if they implemented the TechRex 2, I would love it inside the Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. And just for them to finally get everything to do right with the Nintendo Switch and stuff like that, and really get this hardware to where it needs to be. I mean, it's already in a good state, but still, if I had a little bit more oomph with the TechRex 2 and say the actual what is it, more flash memory on it, I would love it. I mean, it would mean the Nintendo Switch would hands down be the best console thus far. Also, one last thing is the Nintendo Switch Online service. This is going to be the last part of the video. We're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch Online service. And that's the last thing I want to talk about in the video, and how Nintendo has, there was a kind of leak, not really. I'll post a link once again to that in the description box where something, I believe it was something like Go Nintendo. I believe they covered it first. It's been taken down now since then, but they have an original picture of it. Whereas Nintendo of Europe, and it was in all, I believe it was in Spanish or something like that. It was in one of the other languages other than English over in Europe. But yeah, it was in French. It was in French. It was all in French or German. Can't remember which, but it was in French or German. But it was on the Nintendo of Europe website, and on that website they had posted that the Nintendo Switch Online service will be out in fall of 2018. Now, Nintendo has never actually come out and said concrete themselves, besides this whole thing, which this did come from an official Nintendo website, but then they took it down, re-edited it, just put it to a placeholder of 2018, not fall 2018. So Nintendo has never said concrete that, oh, the Nintendo Switch Online service was for sure at a street date in 2018, and that when it was coming out in 2018. All we know is that it was originally supposed to come out this year in 2017, in the fall of this year. Then it got delayed and pushed back into 2018, but that didn't say when in 2018. So with this being said, with the whole online service being possibly pushed back till fall of 2018, this could mean either one or two things. This could mean, one, Nintendo is retweaking it to make it better so that when it comes out by then, it doesn't have as many bugs. Or two, they're running into too many problems with it and it's just not there, and they're running into a lot of problems with it, with the whole app functionality on your phone. I mean, one thing we know about the only things we know about the Nintendo Switch Online service for sure is pricing, and that virtual console is going to come with it. You'll be able to play certain virtual console games online, and that some of the functionality is going to be through the app. But we do not know whatsoever any other features that are with it. And what this could mean is that we've heard rumors of an achievement system being worked out for the Nintendo Switch Online service. We heard rumors that Nintendo is possibly trying to figure out ways to get voice chat to allow the app to rerun on the Switch itself, to where you can use the app on the Switch itself. We heard rumors about a ton of stuff. None of this is concrete, set in stone. Well, so this can mean one or two things. Nintendo did not expect are still running into problems with the app, and they didn't expect it to take this long. They're going to possibly push it back to the fall, just allow to iron out the bugs for its fully release, because they didn't expect it. They want to have it out this year, but they expect to run into technical difficulties with it, or two, Nintendo took this leak down because they might be releasing it earlier than that. Like I said, we don't know. It could, yes, the European site said that, but they didn't take it down and put it to a just regular 2018 date. So for all we know, it could be a mix-up by the site in Europe, and they're like, a guy could have been tired, typed in, fall 2018, shoot, take that down, it's not fall 2018, we'll release this sooner. And then all we could know in the January Direct, Nintendo all of a sudden revealed that, the app is coming out next month in February, or the app is available, or the features are available directly right after this said stream, or said direct, or stuff like that, or the app is available in May, or whatever. We don't know. We don't know. I'm okay with it if it's being delayed till January. Yes, it kind of sucks, but in a way, it's kind of good for me, because right now, with me not having the full money to pay for their online subscription service, and I do like playing my Switch online, it means it gives me time to get ready to build up and prepare for when they fully launch it out. But in a way, it also allows Nintendo to iron out the bugs, stuff like that, try out more features with it, and stuff like that. Get the features fully running to where maybe it can run on the actual Switch itself. The app could actually run on the Switch itself, and then we could have the phone app as a secondary source to use the app when we're away from our console. We don't know for sure. We know voice chat is going to be all done through the app as of right now. We don't know anything more than that. Nintendo could be getting ready to reveal full features at their January Direct, and that could be why they're taking it down. And they're probably going to reveal the full date at this month's Direct, the January Direct. So we don't know. We have no idea, and we just really don't know. But that's all I really want to talk about today, was all this Nintendo Switch news, because I love the Nintendo Switch, and I like talking about it, and I like getting out more information about it to you guys and giving you guys my thoughts. Nintendo is by far my favorite company, and I won't say I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but I'm not a blind fanboy at Nintendo. I admit they do a lot of things wrong, but at the same time, I like when Nintendo does good, and I'm a big fan of them, and I hate when they do bad. And I've been critical of Nintendo in the past. I've dogged on the Wii U. The Wii U was an utter crap show. It was an utter crap show. I will admit it. The Wii U was a fail of a console. And I'll admit the Switch is bare bones, and it is lacking some stuff that needs to be there in 2018. So I will agree with that. I will agree with people there. But to say the Switch itself is a complete failure is an utter lie, and just, it's a laughable thing. I still hear people even today saying the Switch is still going to fail some way, and in 2018 it's not going to be able to retain its momentum, but I believe it is. I believe the Switch is going to have a great year this year. It's going to sell even more this year. We've already proven that it surpassed the Wii U in both Japan and America. The Switch is going to continue to do well, and it's going to continue to get rock-stellar game after rock-stellar game, not just from Nintendo, but third parties as well. They're going to continue to optimize those games, and I'm hoping they just don't rush them out to be a cash grab. They optimize them and do them really well. So so you see, this has just been me, Uncle Shal, saying I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a comment below of what you thought about this. What do you think about Nintendo's online service and it possibly being delayed till the fall? What do you think about the Switch finally surpassing the Wii U in terms of sales? And also, what do you think about And also, what do you think about Nintendo possibly implementing AI into their possible next hardware, or even the Switch for that matter? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out a bunch. And until next time, people, this has been Uncle Shal saying God bless, take care, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.